Morning. As I'm sure many of my fellow Canadians are aware, there was an incident on Parliament Hill yesterday. A fellow barricaded himself inside the Parliament Hill's East Block, and it went on for several hours. Now, let me be clear. I believe in the rule of law. I believe that laws should be, that when people break laws, they need to experience some form of punishment. That being said, we are humans, and as humans, we are social animals. We respond to each other, and when we lose that ability, we lose our basic humanity. So, while it would be very easy to judge this person as a bad person, I think we need to look further. And that's at this time quite difficult because we don't know anything about him other than that he barricaded himself in the building. We know that it created quite a stir in Ottawa. We know that the building that people had to be removed from the building, that they were told to lock themselves in safe rooms until they could be removed safely. We know that it went on for several hours. We believe, or it seems from what I can gather from the news, that there were no injuries and the man was taken into custody without incident ultimately. We know that a lot of resources were expended to do so and to keep people safe. That's all we know. We don't know if this person was housed or unhoused. We don't know his history with the law or lack therein. We don't know what was happening in his life just preceding the incident. I'm not saying it's right. Again, I believe in the rule of law. But to understand, to be able to help this person, to be able to bring him forward, to be able to understand why this incident occurred and make sure these incidents don't continue to occur, we need to know who this person was, what was going on, why he reached a point where he would barricade himself in in the Parliament buildings. We need to know more about him. And if this is something that I think sometimes we forget, we get angry, we see something being done that's wrong, and we want to lash out, and that's also very human. But if we don't know why this person did what he did, we can't rehabilitate him, and we can't make sure that these incidents don't occur in future by ensuring that these kinds of experiences, these life experiences, are dealt with more adequately or preferably not happening at all. The bigger picture is very important. And I do, as I said, I do recognize that this is hard. When we see something like this, our immediate response is to lash out. But we need to take a step back and say, using our basic humanity, what happened? What really happened? Someone barricading themselves in the East Block of Parliament Hill, it seems a little more than a crime. It seems that there was, you almost expect that there was something behind it. What was it? We don't know yet. We do know that the Parliamentary Protective Services sent out an alert at 2:45 p.m. Eastern, so 12:45 where I am, and asked people to seek shelter in the nearest room, close and lock all doors, and hide. So we do know that there was a fear of danger. Well, I don't know why that was. We don't know if he was armed. In fact, there's still a question of whether he was armed, and I'm sure the police will release that information at some point, but they have not yet. So again, we don't really know what was happening. With that, I say let's get some discussion going on this. This isn't just about a crime being committed. It's about a human being committing that crime, and we have to keep that human factor in our minds if we're going to adequately address these issues. We have moved forward over many centuries to no longer putting people, no longer hanging people, no longer doing things that are quite extreme to deal with crime. But we have a ways to go, and part of that is understanding why the behavior occurs so we can make sure these things don't happen in the future. With that, I remind you, if you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and like. Please share with people who might enjoy, and let's get some discussion. really. Let's talk about what happened and why it might have happened and what we can do to change it. Remember, keep it respectful. And with that, I say to be senior is to be proud. Hugs.